This episode of Unqualified is brought to you by McDonald's, proudly serving communities since 1965. On the drive to and from my parents' house in Washington State, we almost always stop at two particular McDonald's, one in Salem, Oregon, and another in Eureka, California. At the moment, we are in the parking lot of the Salem location, and I just finished a Big Mac and fries. Even though we are just passing through, I appreciate the familiarity and feeling of community. The other day, I was looking through my mother-in-law's photo album and came across a photo where she and her friends are standing in front of a McDonald's wearing their cheerleading uniforms. I usually call my mother-in-law New Mom, but her name is Marcia. Under the photo, Marcia had written a note, and I talked her into letting me read it here. San Bernardino, California. I have so many memories of this McDonald's over the years. My father took me there on what I think was opening day. What a thrill it was as a young girl to order a chocolate shake, hamburger, and French fries. Then there was the time when my cousin Hinda and I were given a tour and allowed to take dill pickles by the cupful out of a huge barrel. We must have eaten 100 pickles each. Everyone in my family knows the story of how I accidentally missed the ketchup container and dipped a fry into my milkshake. Now when I dip fries in my shake, it's on purpose. I remember when I was 12 years old, my mother and my cousin Noel Novak, Larry's brother, picked me up from dance class, and we went for dinner to celebrate Noel's graduation from high school. Years later, when I was in high school, we would go to McDonald's every Friday night after the football game. I wish you could see this photo. Marcia couldn't remember if they won the game that night, but everyone is smiling as if they did. Wherever your local McDonald's is, there's nothing better than that wonderful feeling of community. Well, maybe that feeling is tied with eating a Big Mac. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Dear listeners, dear sweet, loyal listeners, you guys are just amazing. Thank you for all the feedback you've been giving us. We are really excited to be doing an experimental podcast that will be translated into Spanish. Not this one, but it is with my brilliant co-star, well, our lead. I like to call him co-star because that's my ego. Eugenio Derbez, who's just incredible and charming, and we star in the movie Overboard that's coming out. And but we're doing a translated series of Unqualified in Spanish, and so you can please check it out. Sim, how can they check it out?
Well, they can actually click on the link in the episode notes right now, and you can subscribe to that. If you know someone that would love that, please share it with them, because it's really cool. We actually have actors playing you, me, and Eugenio, and they're on top of us. So you hear us, the English, kind of underneath, and it's mixed in.
Please let us know your feedback. But this episode will be all in English.
Completely in English, yes.
Because Sim and I don't know any other languages. Sim, you told me that you knew Spanish.
We talked. They'll find out how embarrassing it was for me when I tried my Spanish later on in the episode.
Fuck you. I wonder, how do you say fuck you in Spanish? Dear listeners, if you could let me know, that'd be great.
But thanks to Casey Whalen and his team and everyone
Casey.
Put it together, because it's really, really special. And if you know someone that would enjoy the episode, please share it with them and subscribe to Ana Faris No Está Calificada. And that's available on Apple Podcasts, and you can just push the link on the episode notes, and you can go right to the subscribe page on that. But Anna, that's exciting. So congratulations on your new foray into the world of translated podcasts. This might be the first.
Yeah, fuck off. I mean, I love you.
I appreciate the love. You know what? Speaking of appreciation, our listeners really appreciate the feedback. They really do. What's interesting, and by the way, listeners, if you do want to submit some feedback on the callers, you go to unqualified.com/contact.
And please keep submitting. We just love this so much. It's amazing.
Now, this is the first time we're going to have feedback on the feedback.
Feedback on the feedback.
From 2 episodes ago, This was one of the most controversial calls in Unqualified history. It was because a lot of you did not agree with our advice, which we completely stand by.
We don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Jennifer cheated on her husband, told her husband about it, but didn't tell her the complete truth. Didn't say that she actually slept with him. Just said that maybe they kissed and they had an emotional relationship. But this guy was a complete piece of shit, anyways, and he's been doing that to a lot of different people. It got a lot of reaction. I read the feedback last week from Emily, Barbara, and Robbie from Scotland. Now Jennifer wrote to us, so she writes. It's Jennifer the adulteress. By the way, Jennifer, dear listeners, Jennifer is not her real name. I changed it, so please stop tweeting at me saying that it's insensitive for us to keep their name. We would never do that. So she writes, it's Jennifer the adulteress. I finally listened to your podcast from yesterday. I love the letter Emily wrote, and I'm very thankful for her advice. My husband and I had conversations about the possibility of an open marriage, but at this time, it's not right for us, but it could be one day. Love her advice, and I'm getting that Sex at Dawn book. Barbara is right. Walking red flag. Anna is very right. She's talking about you now.
Yes.
It was all about myself internally. I needed to feel like I'm more than just mom. I needed to feel like a sexy woman, and the dude definitely made me feel that way. I should not need external factors to make me feel a certain way. Robbie from Scotland. Me saying I'm a shitty person is me endearing myself to myself, no one else. I'm 99% certain that my husband would not leave me if I told him. It would hurt him deeply, but he would not divorce me. If I thought he would, I wouldn't question telling him. I did something rotten that hurt my family. But if the tables were turned and my husband had an affair but decided to end it and come back to me, I'm not sure I'd want to know about it. Regarding honesty, none of us are 100% honest all the time. We all have secrets, and I am holding on to a big secret. But I'm at heart not a dishonest person. I'm not a shitty person. I'm a mother of 2 beautiful girls. I'm a career woman. I'm incredibly kind and generous. I'm funny and usually incredibly open about my life. I'm a wife. I love my husband. I know that. Whether I fell out of love and just recently back in, I love him. I want to be with him and him alone. I do not want to see my former affair partner. I think of him less and less every day. However, I fucked up. I'm still trying to figure out how to deal with it. I will do what's right. I just don't know what that is yet. Thank you to those who listened and took the time to write in their thoughts. Thank you, Anna, Sim, and Haley. I truly appreciate your advice and for allowing me to tell you my story.
Jennifer, thank you so much. I remember I was thinking about this like after this call, and I think a lot of us have been thinking about this, that when you ask the question about being in love with 2 people at the same time, just know that you're not alone and the feelings that you feel are completely valid. I don't want you to beat yourself up in any way. I'm a person whose parents like raised me on guilt. So I'm very familiar with like punishing my own self with a lot of guilt.
Don't you love her self-awareness though?
Yes. Oh my God, completely. It's so brave. Thanks, Jennifer, so much. And thank you for everyone for writing. It means a lot to us.
So we actually have more feedback now, not from that episode. This is from last week's episode. And do you remember last week's caller? It was Kayla. And Kayla, she has a directionless boyfriend. She doesn't know what to do because he's sitting around not doing anything. And, you know, she's 26. I think he's 24. Billy Eichner said you need to dump him. Like he was like adamant about dumping the guy. And you agreed as well. But we got so much feedback on that because I feel like that call really resonated with so many of our listeners.
Really?
I'm actually going to read 2 different kind of perspectives, if that's okay with you.
Yeah. That call made me feel like I was an old person giving somebody young advice.
I think that's pretty much what we do all the time.
Sorry, Sim, go.
All right, so this is from Leslie, and Leslie writes in, I just listened to Kayla on the Billy Eichner episode. I was driving to work and was just getting flooded with memories and thoughts about her. When I was 25 years old, I started dating this guy. He is an amazing, funny, caring, sweet guy. I loved him a lot, and I thought I had finally found the one after a string of losers. To make a long story short, over a period of 5 years, he lost his job 3 times. Each time, he would get depressed and have zero energy to look for another job. We were living together, which made it difficult on me. He would talk about wanting to pursue goals like painting or music, except he had no artist tools and he was scared to play his guitar in front of people. I was all for him pursuing these goals while he was working a job that brought in money. Each time he lost his job, the time between jobs would increase. The last time was 9 months long. He would just sit in our bedroom watching movies all day in his underwear. Coming home from work started making me angry. Not being able to go out and do social things with my friends was making me angry. But I loved him so much, and no guy had ever treated me better. Then I turned 30. I took a good look at my life. When I began my relationship with him, I had savings. I had goals. I was heading in a good path. 5 years later, I was in debt, not married, nowhere close to being married, and miserable. We weren't having sex. We weren't going out. We weren't doing anything. I realized that this was not what I wanted in my life, so I broke up with him. And it was hard, but now I'm 37 years old, married with 2 kids. My husband and I both have successful careers, and I feel like I have a partner in life. I cannot imagine navigating all the hard things that come in life with someone who didn't even have the motivation to get a job. I don't mean to make Kayla feel bad, and maybe this guy will change. I just feel like she was me 10 years ago, and even though Anna said that Billy was being very direct, Billy was right. If it's meant to be, it will happen, and this guy needs to learn to navigate his own life. Kayla said he was responsible with money, but is he being responsible now? I don't know if this is what is going on with him, but to me, it feels like he's just waiting around on a dream job. Well, I think a lot of people would love to do that, but we also have to survive. I would be very wary continuing a relationship with someone who was not actively pursuing the same goals as me. Good luck, and thank you, Anna and Sim, for this podcast. It is a highlight of my week. Love you guys.
That is so nice. It makes me think about how important it is to have, it's not necessarily a financial thing, but to have a partner that has the same level of drive and passion as you have. And it sounds like, Kayla's boyfriend was, depressed, and I don't know, but I do know, having, experienced this, is that you can't make an unhappy person happy. It's just impossible. And that's, I think, a common burden that specifically women tend to put on themselves. And it's unrealistic.
So Anna, I wanted to share a letter written by a caller who has a different perspective. And this is from PK. And PK writes, I love you guys so much and really appreciate all the care you take and the advice you give and the way you bring out a unique and personal side of your awesome celebrity guests. Well, thank you so much, PK, for that. I wanted to chime in episode 119 with Billy Eichner because I unfortunately relate hardcore with Kayla's boyfriend. I have an engineering degree, but decided late in the game that I didn't want to pursue that career path for a variety of boring reasons I won't get into. And around the time I graduated college, my mom got very sick, so I took time away from the real world to take care of her and figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up. Fast forward 2 years, my mom is doing better now, and I'm a 25-year-old woman who has no idea what I want to do thanks to a fun combination of depression, anxiety, and truly being lost in life. I spent a long time feeling like I was treading water in the middle of the ocean and that maybe I could reach a shore if I could decide what direction to swim. But there are endless directions to choose from, and what if I choose wrong and drown? Anyway, I've been doing a better job at being an adult human/member of society for the past few months, though I still have a long way to go, and thought I might be able to offer Kayla and her boyfriend a little bit of insight/advice on what is helping me fight through it. He doesn't need to figure out what he wants his life to look like right now. He does need to get a job. Any job. Work at Target part-time, tutor high schoolers, volunteer at an animal shelter, anything that provides him with an obligation to leave the house for a few hours a week and act like a functioning adult. He needs some sort of routine and an external force relying on him to keep that routine. Then he needs to commit himself to a hobby, at least once a week to start. I recommend a creative hobby. I'm a writer, but Kayla mentioned he's into photography, so maybe he can find a cheap community or online class, or maybe he can learn Photoshop or something that doesn't require a nice camera. He needs an outlet that isn't video games or something that can turn mindless for long periods of time. This isn't going to fix his motivation problems overnight. I'm still struggling, but it's a start. Kayla, if you want to stay with him, he has to start taking steps, baby steps, teeny tiny steps. If he can't do that now, you can't wait around for him because as someone who has been through / is still going through this, he will only be able to start climbing out of this deep hole of aimlessness when he's ready. He won't be able to do it for you, even if he loves you deeply. And he may not be ready to take guidance from anyone else, even if he knows it's well-meaning. It sucks that Kayla has to go through this, but it is terrible to say that it made me feel slightly better that I'm not the only 20-something that's completely lost. This has been a hard period of my life because I see all of my friends making strides in their life, and I'm still totally at sea. But to beat the metaphor to death, I think I finally found a lifeboat, or maybe at least a raft, and someday I'm going to have a big fucking yacht. Hell yeah, PK.
Fuck yeah. Well, how like even writing that email in is remarkable.
Totally.
She is making steps. That's amazing to take any kind of initiative. And she's completely right that whether it is volunteering, whether it is taking a ceramics class, whether it is doing like going to the park and taking photos, not of kids. But you know what I'm saying.
I know exactly what you're saying.
but yeah, she's completely right about the like taking small steps towards your own internal progression of happiness. And I don't know what the answers are, but I do think that you can't give happiness fully to a person who's not motivated and it sounds like kind of deeply unhappy. And how we identify ourselves within our community and our friends and family is very important to us in our society. Don't you think, Sim?
Yeah.
That's why you wanted to become a podcaster.
Yeah, I dreamed about becoming a podcaster when I was a kid.
Also, a larger question, too, is the idea of a changing sense of masculinity and how it's sort of affected young men.
Someone wrote in about that, and we should tackle that another episode because there's a lot of thoughts that I have. And because I do think it is changing.
I do. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I went to college with a lot of, my dorm friends who ended up like smoking a ton of weed and playing video games and then dropped out. And I don't know where they are now. And we didn't have like necessarily the guidelines with watching our parents navigate those waters well. I don't know.
Yeah, and we should probably get like a super duper expert for that one. And now here's the amazing Eugenio Derbez. You're really going to love this episode.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Osea. Wondering what to gift your friends and family this holiday season? Female founded over 25 years ago by a mother and daughter team, Osea's award-winning cleansers, serums, face moisturizers, and body products give you the results you want. Skin that looks and feels amazing. I recently got to try Osea's new body butter, which, like their now famous Undaria algae body oil, transforms dry skin without being greasy, has the same incredible scent, and leaves your skin soft, smooth, and healthy looking. If my experience is any indication, you can count on your partner giving you a lot of compliments. This holiday season, stock up and share your new favorite clean skincare and body care with your friends and family. Unqualified listeners get 10% off your first order with promo code ANNA at OseaMalibu.com. You'll get free samples with every order, and orders over $50 get free shipping. Gifting is always easier if you start early, so head to OSEAMalibu.com. Use code ANNA. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by ZocDoc. Who gets excited about trying a new restaurant that has 2 out of 5 stars? When it comes to finding healthcare, don't ratings matter even more? ZocDoc is a free app where you can compare doctors, read reviews from real patients, and even make same-day appointments. When I finally called to reschedule my dentist appointment, I was told that my dentist had been retired for nearly 3 years. In my defense, parking was a nightmare. Through ZocDoc, I found a new dentist who had great reviews, took my insurance, and whose office was actually within walking distance. I was also able to book an appointment instantly without talking to a receptionist who made me feel guilty about not having my teeth cleaned for 3 years. My new dentist didn't make me feel guilty either, and only suggested I floss a little more often. Whether you need a primary care physician, dentist, dermatologist, psychiatrist, eye doctor, or other specialist, ZocDoc makes healthcare easy. Now is the time to prioritize your health. Go to ZocDoc.com/unqualified and download the ZocDoc app. Sign up for free and book a top-rated doctor who might be available as soon as today. That's ZocDoc.com/unqualified.
Hey, so what? Okay, as you're starting press, what has been like sort of the more difficult questions? Have you had any that are like hard?
All of them. I mean,
Because I get really worried about when they start talking about asking me about the gender switching stuff, because I'm not quite sure if there's a sort of a bigger point that I'm missing.
my feeling is that they are just asking because they're like interested in what's different in this new version.
Yeah.
On one hand, and then the other is like they are curious why we took this decision. I'm always telling them that we wanted to break stereotypes. In the original, there's the rich woman and the carpenter, so it would be like really easy to know. Of course, this Mexican guy is going to be the carpenter. So we wanted to break the stereotypes, and on the other hand, we didn't want people to compare you to Goldie Hawn and me to Kurt Russell. So in this way, you don't really feel you're comparing anyone. It's like
If
really,
we do press together, will you answer all the questions?
yeah, I will. Happy to.
Oh, I'm so happy to see you. By the way,
too.
you were amazing at the Oscars, and you look so handsome.
Oh, thank you. Really?
Yeah, was that your first time there?
First time ever.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
You did?
I mean,
Does anybody really like it like that?
it's just because, I mean, it's my dream come true. I mean, first time ever I've dreamed my entire life of being there one day. I used to watch the Oscars side by side with my mom since I was, 7, 8. And I always wanted to be there. My mom was always taking me to the theater. And we used to watch like 2 or 3 movies a day.
That is crazy.
That was crazy. And I love cinema because of her. So, and every single year it was like a ritual. We sat down together to watch the Oscars. So, because of that, it was a huge thing for me this last Sunday because I was finally there. And after so many years of dreaming about it and thinking that it wasn't going to happen, finally it happened. So I'm excited.
Well, you're going to be there again. But hey, Eugenio, will you tell us? I remember one of our first conversations was about your mother. Will you tell our dear listeners a little bit about your mother?
Well, my mom was a huge actress in Mexico and Latin America. She did the first soap opera in Latin America. And she was huge. She was like the queen of the telenovela in Mexico and Latin America. She was really the back then there were no platforms, there were no iPads, nothing. You have to watch only TV. And the entire country got paralyzed every time that she was doing a telenovela. And the last episode, literally nobody was in the streets. Everyone was watching the telenovela. So I was born in that world where my mom was like a superstar in Mexico. And then I loved all this, the show business, because of her. So, but it's not something that is not familiar. I was born with a famous mom, and everyone was asking all the time, how does it feel to have a mom that it's on TV, that she's famous? And it was like, I feel the same as you, that you feel when you see your mom in the kitchen. For me, watching my mom on TV was like something really common and usual.
And I think you told me once, I want to ask you 2 questions. I think you told me once that she was famous for her ability to cry and emote, right? Which is something that I can't do.
Well, yeah, she was very famous because everyone said that nobody cried like hers. And there was a legend that says that she was able to cry either with the right eye or the left eye, depending where the camera was. And it honestly, and it was almost true. So they were like, oh, the camera is this side, we want the tear on your left eye. And that was always the legend because she was really good at crying. Really good.
Are you good at crying?
No. I was always like telling her, teach me. I want to know how to cry.
Yeah.
And I would really wanted to nail it like her. And but I was always asking her, how do you do that? And she was like, well, I imagine terrible things. And I was like, tell me. And was like, no.
She's like, I can't tell you because I'm imagining you dying.
Exactly. She was telling me kind of that, but I was like, I don't want to say that because it's bad luck, and I don't want to. I use that for my job, but for my work, but I don't want to talk about this out just because it's I don't want to like invoke bad things in my life. But she was amazing an amazing drama queen, but she was really funny in real life.
So I want to know, when you moved to Los Angeles, number one, how you put together Instructions Not Included, which is such a brilliant movie, and then your huge hit, How to Be a Latin Lover. Well, they're both huge hits. And then, of course, we have our boat movie coming out.
Yeah, Overboard.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about when did you move to Los Angeles, and and what made you decide to do that?
Okay, I'm gonna try to put everything together.
I know. I'm sorry. It's such an annoying question,
possible.
isn't it?
No. It's beautiful because I think
all right.
it tells my story here in this country, because I know that a lot of people are asking right now, who is this guy? Why he's here? Why is he starring a movie? And all of this questions. So let me tell you.
I like it that you're staring at me, and hopefully you're starry-eyed. Oh, I'm so corny.
So you're so funny. I've been working my entire life in Mexico City, and I've been doing my TV shows forever in Mexico and for all Latin America and the Spanish language audience here in the US. So for almost like 30 years, probably, I've been working for them, and I've had my own TV show starring. So 15 years ago, I decided I want to start doing movies, but nobody trusted me, and nobody wanted to do movies with me because I was like the comic guy from the TV shows, and I was not taken seriously. So I tried so hard to be in a movie, and nobody wanted to hire me because in Mexico they were doing like dramas, and everything was like dark, and they were like, we're not putting this funny comedian in my movie because it's not going to be credible. So after a lot of rejection and years of rejection, I realized that I was the only one who, if I want to do a movie, it's going to have to be written by me and produced by me. So thanks to all those that rejected me, I have the balls to do my own movie.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. Sometimes you complain and you say, why is this happening to me? But sometimes it's life pushing you to do something that you need to do, but you don't know or you don't want to do. So in this case, I finally decided to write my own movie. It took me 12 years because nobody wanted to finance the movie. But that was good because during all those 12 years, I could give the script to a lot of people that were always giving me notes. So I rewrote the script until it became a really good and solid script. And 12 years later, I was able to start shooting Instructions Not Included. But before, I tried to hire a director, and nobody wanted to direct a movie from the comic guy from the TV. It was not interesting enough. And at the end, I decided to direct it myself. So it was even worse for the financial part because nobody wanted to invest in a movie that was going to be starred and directed by this funny guy from the television. So at the end, I ended up directing, acting, producing, editing. I did everything.
And it was huge. It was a massive hit.
It became the highest grossing Spanish language film ever.
That is so
worldwide.
Fucking cool.
That's fucking cool. I know. It was amazing. Yeah, it's the biggest movie in Spanish worldwide. Not even Almodovar, not even Guillermo del Toro. He did a few stuff in Spanish. The last one was Pan's Labyrinth. not even that one. So I'm really happy and I'm blessed. And after that huge success, a lot of doors opened here in the U.S. I was already I thought I was going to be retiring by now, but all of a sudden a new world was opened to me. So I decided to take a leap of faith and jump, and I shut off everything in Mexico. My office, my house, my career. I quit. I had an exclusivity. They were paying me for money. There was a sure income every month. I left everything behind, and I moved to the U.S. 3.5 years ago after instruction not included, and I started a company here. But I felt there was something special there. I mean, I felt since I was shooting Instruction Not Included, I felt it was something special. And then when it opened and it did great, it was an adventure, because I remember the opening was on a Friday, and by Monday, somebody called me and told me, Jimmy Fallon wants to interview you. They want you on the late night show of Jimmy Fallon, and Larry King wants you in his show. And I couldn't believe that. I mean, I'm a guy from Mexico. I never, ever in my entire life thought these guys were going to even see me. And all of a sudden I was there with Larry King, with Jimmy Fallon, with Craig Ferguson, with Seth Meyers. It was a blast. And that's incredible, right?
I love that you followed your dreams.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I moved here, and it's been 3 years, and I already opened my company here, Tripas, with Ben Odell, who's producing this movie too, Overboard. And I already did Latin Lover, that became the second most successful film in Mexico. And here in the US, it did huge too. And it was like $30 million here in the US.
It's such a great movie.
32. Yeah, it's really
so
funny.
Good. God, you're so fucking charming. And you're one of those actors too that when I mentioned that I worked with you, people in the industry just love you so much. You're just fucking amazing. I'm so lucky. I did hear a rumor. I want to rib you about something a little bit. I heard a rumor that in your contract for Overboard, that you didn't want to actually get into the water. And that's why I had to jump into that freezing ass water.
I know. Let me tell everyone.
My diva co-star.
No. That's not true. It's just
That's
because
gonna be my line.
The story was like that. You were the one supposed to be jumping in the water. And it was like so painful to watch Anna jumping into that icy water.
I was a little bit dramatic about it.
No. Let me tell you something. I've been telling this to a lot of people. There was one day that, of course, you remember, when they made you jump twice. One in the morning, and you were like freezing, and we were all worried
I was hungry.
for you.
I was just hungry.
No, but after that, she finally came out of the water. She was shivering. We were worried for you, and then you went to the trailer. They took a hot shower, and we were all like concerned that how are you feeling? Everything. She came back, and all of a sudden they say, "Oh, we forgot that we need another take, and blah, blah, blah. We need to jump. We need Anna to jump into the water again."
I'm gonna do it.
And she did it. And I swear that everyone was like, she's gonna kill us. I mean, she hates us.
I do remember that day, and while it was unbelievably cold, I was totally protected, and I felt very safe and everything. But I do remember sort of putting on a grumpy face, just to emphasize that I was a little bit grumpy, which I don't normally do. I'm normally a pretty happy person. But I remember feeling like, okay, Rob and Bob, our directors, I would be like,
No, but you were completely right. I mean, it was the
it was
water
cold. It was cold.
No, it was not cold. It was freezing. Yeah, there's a huge difference. It was freezing, and the air
so
was
sweet.
really, really cold. and everything was cold, and we were on this yacht that was the most uncomfortable thing ever. Remember? No, you're a trooper.
No, but it was one of the best shoots of my life. It was just incredible, and I loved working with you.
Oh, thank you. I've been telling these stories to everyone that you're really humble. You surprised me the first time we were on set. I was, of course, I'm insecure because it's not my language. I don't know if I was not aware that I was going to be funny in English. I was always like insecure of that. And then I meet with this amazing comedian that it's Anna Faris. And then after the first take, she says, "Was I funny?" And I was like, "What? What are you talking about? You're one of the funniest women in this country." And she was like, no. And she starts telling me the story that she's a comedian by accident.
Yes.
In a way. And I couldn't believe that. And you are so humble. You should be aware that you are amazing and that you were fucking funny.
Thank you.
No, really.
Well, I'm so
And easygoing.
Thank you.
Because I've worked
Except for the water part. But yes, I bet you've worked with some people that are
Some
not.
people,
yes.
No,
We
and
did.
you were-
That was like one of our first conversations, I think, when we were stuck in the car on the
Yes,
trailer.
we were talking about people that
We had our list of the people that we were running through.
Right. I remember your list. Yeah.
Dear listeners, one day I'll tell you.
One day.
But I'm here with Eugenio Derbez, and he's my co-host. He's the star of Overboard, and it's the reimagining. Apparently, that's how the studio wants us to describe it, of the original movie starring Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, and it was such an amazing experience. And I'm just so thrilled that you're here.
It's a really funny movie, and it's for all the entire family, and that's kind of unusual because you there are no many movies that you can go with the kids and their
it's so
abuelita
true.
and everyone,
It's so true.
and this one is just that kind of movie that you can go with all the entire family and have a lot of fun.
Okay, a few things. We were going to do a couple of games, but right before you came, my producer and dear friend Sim told me that he did so well in Spanish class.
You're not really doing this.
That he doesn't know how to speak it, but he can read it and interpret it
Really?
very well.
He said that?
That's what he
No,
said.
what I said was I placed out of taking Spanish in college because I did well in high school. It's something called advanced placement. So I placed out of it. But I told her that I can't speak. I can read it fluently.
So he says he
and
can
I can
read
understand
it,
I think, but I can't.
This is a test for Sim.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
I don't know.
So-
Everyone here in the U.S. tells the same story. I took Spanish at college,
And all we
but I
know
don't
is
speak at
yo,
all.
tango, and burrito or something.
But I'm not claiming to be able to speak it. I never said that. I said I could read it.
Read it and understand it was my
Read it, yeah,
assumption.
I think so.
So read it and translate it.
Okay, so where do you want me to start from?
And Eugenio's, well, from
What
the top.
what
Take it from
character-
the top, Sim. Take it from the top.
Okay. Voces
Or-
dos banditos. Pega o gallo, pego o gallo.
What
Was
does that
that
mean? What does that mean?
First, continue.
Okay, okay.
I'll
just read
tell
that.
you at
Okay.
the end.
Ai, busca-pe, tu acho mesmo que Oscara vão te dar emprego no jornal se tu conseguir tirar essa foto.
Oh my God. Should I say the truth?
Well, I think that he needs to tell us what he thinks he said.
You know what? I'm realizing this was just a bad idea on my part.
Yeah, because but
I'm realizing that it's been a long time since I
you
practiced my
placed
Spanish.
Out of your AP
That was
Spanish
a
class.
long time ago.
Oh, but come
That was a
on,
long
you must have some memory retention.
Pora tu tá arriscando e a vida por causa de uma foto, meu irmão, dá tempo.
Okay, guys.
Sorry, I'm so sorry, Eugenio.
Listen, no.
so sorry.
This is
I'm butchering your language, and I love your language, and I'm sorry. I've completely destroyed it.
I just love it that he thinks he knows it.
Let me tell you something. This is very interesting, and this is not a sketch. This is happening in real time. Guys, neither you, Anna, not even the audience that's hearing this. This is not Spanish. No, really. This
I was trying to figure this out. This doesn't look like Spanish.
Portuguese.
This is Portuguese. I know. I was trying to figure out why I didn't understand this. This was like...
So you're not.
This is why I'm confused. Thank you. Now I feel so much better.
You're not
I'm
even.
like, what the fuck is this? I have never seen these words before.
You're not
I don't
even-
understand. I understood photo. Photo is probably the same, and that's about it.
You're not even able to notice the difference between Spanish and Portuguese.
That's so
In my
embarrassing.
defense, I didn't even look at it.
I can't believe you guys. Wait, Cassie,
This is so
aren't you like a
embarrassing.
quarter Mexican? You are. You're a quarter Mexican, Cassie.
This is not even Spanish.
Oh God, I can't wait till we go to
God.
Rio.
You didn't realize it wasn't Spanish?
So we're cutting this out. They're cutting all this out.
No. Leave it.
It's just I don't know who's more. Like
I'm embarrassed for all of us.
The
I'm
only
embarrassed
one who
myself.
gets away with this is
Eugenio looks.
I was like, what is this? No. This is Portuguese.
It is Portuguese.
This should be from a Brazilian telenovela or something like that. This is so funny.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
You're like, yeah, you are a mess. I thought you were during the making of Overboard, Anna, but yes, you've proven it. Okay, wait. So now we're gonna go to a couple of questions.
It was great.
I love that you let me continue.
Of course, I was enjoying it. I was like, I'm gonna let him finish, and then I will.
Oh God. Oh wow.
God.
Oh, heads are going to roll. So this is a segment called, how would you proceed? So we are filming Overboard 2 because it's been such a huge hit.
It will.
Yes.
I know.
This time, though, we're in the Mediterranean on a massive yacht, even bigger than our old one.
Perfect. I love it. I'm loving it already.
Okay, so I get you a special wrap gift. I feel really bonded to you and close to you, and I want to. I tell you this that I want to feel connected to you for life. So I give you a gift certificate to be cryogenically frozen when we die. I'm gonna get frozen. I want you to be frozen with me. So then when we wake up after, civilization advances, we'll be right there, ready to do Overboard 3. Do you accept?
I will accept. Definitely. Definitely.
you.
I heard
Really?
that Walt Disney and Michael Jackson wanted to do this, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, the Disney. I think that's a rumor, but Ted Williams, the old baseball player, he's frozen.
He's
Yeah.
frozen?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
But he was dead when he was frozen.
Yeah, they froze him exactly. So he was dead when he was frozen, right?
The thing is that I think it doesn't work that way.
What do you mean?
I mean, you should be frozen when you're alive.
Yeah.
So they can defrost you and then continue living.
So like
But it doesn't work
seconds
that-
before you slip into the eternity, we freeze you.
It should be like that. In order to work, they should put you like to sleep or to freeze before you die. If not, it doesn't make sense.
Okay. So would you be willing in like a few months?
That's my only concern. When do you know that it's time to go
Well,
freeze yourself?
with any luck, you're going to be in a coma at the hospital.
I like that.
And then we'll just slip you on into the freezer.
I would say yes. If the question is yes or no, I would say yes because I am very curious, and since I was a kid, I always wanted, an UFO to take me to other worlds and discover new things. So I would definitely do the cryo. What?
So yes, the cryogenically frozen. Yes,
That
you're going to
thing.
be. But
And if
how
it's
would
with
you
you,
feel
much
if,
better.
If like when you wake up, I'm just here.
I would kiss you, like we did at the end of the movie.
Hi, wake up. Hey, guess what?
Well, who wouldn't want to wake with a funny woman? I prefer a funny woman that
going to look.
No, really. I don't care. No, you have these two qualities. You are funny and pretty, and that's really rare.
Thanks.
Usually, funny girls are not beautiful, and the opposite. But,
Do you place more emphasis, and if you're going to date someone new, would you place more emphasis on sense of humor or looks?
sense of humor. I mean, I didn't do that my entire
Well,
life.
most men don't, right? I mean,
No.
most people don't.
No, most people don't, and it's a big mistake because you get used to the to beauty, and after I don't know 6 months, it's like, oh, but oh my God, she's gorgeous. Yeah, she is. But nothing like being funny. I mean, when you have a wife or a husband or a couple that it's funny, it makes your life easier. So always aim to the funny guy or to the funny woman. That's my best advice I can give.
Well, because humor is sort of, it's an avenue into, it's an avenue into intimacy.
Yes.
Right? Like, it's kind of, to me, it's sort of, I mean, I say this as like being a part of comedy a little bit, but it is an avenue into intellect and
Absolutely.
and how, you know, somebody's brain works and such a familiarity. And if you can laugh about something together that you find, you know, in common, that there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that bond of humor, which
Humor
is
is the best aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
I would say that.
Yeah. But that's also goes to my frustration, which I've talked a bit about on the podcast, about how humor in Hollywood isn't respected as much.
It's the hardest thing
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, because it's like an attempt to make a connection with strangers with this one thread of commonality, this one familiar thing. That's a very difficult thing to attempt.
Drama is easy because everyone is related to, you know, to pain, to death, to love. Mm-hmm. We all cry for the same stuff. We all cry for if your mom dies, or if you lose the love of your life, if you split with someone. We all cry for the same reasons, but we'll laugh for different reasons.
And it also has to reinvent itself. Like,
Yes.
what I think you're so brilliant at is you almost bring kind of this innocence to your characters that that is so charming, that so winning with men and women, and so watchable. It's no, it's true.
But making people laugh is so hard.
It's so hard, but the easier way to go is to be mean.
Yes.
And you don't do that. That's not your avenue with comedy.
No.
You do more of a self-deprecating and you take it on yourself, the burden of like
Exactly. I prefer to do that because if not, you know, it's I hate hurting people to make a joke just for a joke. Sometimes you have to do that. If it's a really good joke, I go for it, but I try to avoid it as much as I can.
So you will be frozen with me. Thank you.
Absolutely,
I'll be right
I would
there.
Love
Knock,
to
knock,
wake
knock.
up with you by my side.
Hey, Eugenio, it's time for us to wake up now. Are you cold? Okay, so your publicist calls and she says she's landed you a historic magazine cover. You have been offered the opportunity to be the first Mexican actor on the cover of Playgirl magazine. It will be a very tasteful nude shoot, and she thinks that this will make you a trailblazer and an inspiration to so many. What do you do?
It's tempting. I mean,
Not only are you the first
but
Mexican actor, you're the first movie star in general.
well, let me tell you something. It's tempting just because I'm a comedian. Mm-hmm. Just because of that, and I love to make people laugh. So it would be like a hit. I know that everyone would.
It would be.
They will laugh a lot when they see me in a cover, like just naked with showing all my stuff. But
Yes.
I think I would say no. I'm really shy. So no, I wouldn't take this huge opportunity. Huge, but I know I would say no, not this time.
Not this time.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, well.
Would you ever go full frontal in a movie for a joke?
Oh my God. No, you know why? Just because of my kids. I don't care about me, but just knowing that my kids are going to be watching the movie with their friends is like,
Shoot,
Have you thought about that?
Well, that's what I'm. As you were saying that, I was suddenly like, shoot! I always wanted to show my breasts off. Damn it! Now I have to think about my kids.
That's all. I always think that what would they say?
I mean, he's seen them before. Just probably doesn't remember them.
But not in that way. But I wouldn't do that. Probably.
Oh, I don't know. But I also don't know if like the climate has changed. It feels to me like it has a little bit with how nudity is viewed. Do you think it's changed? I don't know. If I were to do something topless, does it still have to be the right project? Does it still have to be I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying that this is my dream. Maybe it is secretly, and I never realized it.
I think you're.
I know. Remember that day I really wanted to be in the bikini?
I remember that.
Yeah,
you were trying to.
Because I really also wanted to.
We were like trying to convince you. Hey, that doesn't make sense in the scene, and you were like, I
have to wear the bikini, though. I have to.
Yeah.
Tinier.
Topless beach and. Yeah, you were insisting a lot. I remember, but
I was willing to get back into that cold water to avoid press.
I know. Remember?
Yes,
it was so crazy.
Oh boy,
it was freezing.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by State Farm, and in honor of their surprisingly great auto insurance rates, I'm going to tell you about a particularly surprising day on set. It takes me a long time to read a script. For almost every line of dialogue, I will stop to figure out why my character would say it, how it fits in the conversation, and how it's going to come out of my mouth. Between the lines, there are larger chunks of text which describe everything else happening in the scene. Maybe what a room looks like, what characters are wearing, and what they're doing. As I often underestimate how long everything in my life takes, I know I can make up some time by reading those larger chunks a little faster. I got the script for Overboard about 6 months before we started production. I read it in my warm living room, wearing comfortably warm clothes, sipping from a warm mug of tea. Somehow, it never occurred to me that when you jump off a boat in the middle of the ocean, the water is surprisingly cold. And it doesn't get any warmer on take 2. Here at Unqualified, we love State Farm because they provide coverage that meets your needs at a surprisingly great rate. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Warby Parker. Warby Parker was founded with a rebellious spirit and the lofty goal of creating boutique-quality eyewear at a revolutionary price point. Sunglasses, with or without a prescription, start at $95 and, just like eyeglasses, are available through their home try-on program. You just choose 5 pairs and see which ones you like. I was surprised by how quickly they arrived, which presented me with the immediate problem of deciding which ones to keep. I loved all of them, so you can guess what happened. And not only can you feel good about how cool you look, you can also feel good knowing that for every pair of glasses sold, Warby Parker distributes a pair of glasses to someone in need through partnerships with nonprofits like Vision Spring. Offering eyeglasses, sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams, Warby Parker is committed to providing exceptional vision care online and in stores. So put your FSA or HSA dollars to good use on Warby Parker prescription glasses, prescription sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams. Try Warby Parker's free home try-on program. Order 5 pairs of glasses to try at home for free for 5 days. There's no obligation to buy. Ships free and includes a prepaid return shipping label. Try 5 pairs of glasses at home for free at warbyparker.com/unqualified. That's warbyparker.com/unqualified.
How do you feel about doing improv? You just have to be yourself.
Okay, I'll do my best. I mean, I'm afraid because it's not my language, and in Spanish I don't care, but in English, but let's try.
All right. We can.
If not, you can cut it.
Yes. Okay. So, Sim, do you want to set us up here, or should I?
Hi, Eugenio. I'm Donovan. So nice to meet you. Karen has been waiting for you. Right this way. Can I get you something to drink?
Yes, thank you. Any, I don't know, juice or something.
Absolutely. Can we get a grape juice, please?
Grape?
You said any juice?
Yes, but not grape. Anyone, but not grape.
Pear?
Pear. No, just one. Oh, pear. Oh, yeah, a pear. No, yes, one. Yeah.
And I'd like you to meet Karen Sarducci.
Hi.
Hi, Karen.
Hi. It's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Yeah.
I am a huge fan of yours.
Really?
Yes, I saw How to See a Mexican Lover. I saw
How to be a Latin lover. Yeah.
The one with the kid. God, you're just fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
And we're, as a studio, we want to expand to international audiences. So I'm just thrilled
great.
to meet you.
Well, I probably am the guy. Yeah.
I just saw a screening of your new movie about the boat.
Oh yeah. Overboard is
yes,
it's called Overboard.
yes,
It's
yeah.
like with Anna Faris.
Wasn't crazy about her, but I loved you. You were just fantastic. I mean, whatever.
Really?
Oh gosh, you were just amazing.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
amazing.
I'm always like insecure about my being funny.
Well, it's an actor, of course. I wanted to meet with you because we own several properties that I wanted to pitch to you.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Annie?
The musical with the girl.
Yes.
With the curly hair.
Yes.
No, not really.
You're not familiar with it.
I mean, I know the story more or less. That she was
it's
like
a girl in an
orphan.
Yeah, exactly. She's an orphan. There's a rich guy that sort of takes her under whatever. And it's all good in the end.
Yeah.
But so we did the last one. We weren't too pleased with the results.
Okay.
So, but we still own the property rights. So we would love it if you would take a look. I know that you write and produce at reprising the role of Annie again. It would be a completely different take, obviously.
Like, you want me to play Annie?
You have big eyes. You have really big eyes, and they can do all kinds of things with prosthetics. And you sort of have a forlorn look about you. That's kind of like hopeful and desperate at the same time.
Okay.
So would you be interested? Do you sing and dance?
I'm not that kind of guy that you say, oh my God, but yes, I can sing. And same with the dancing, I think I can handle it, yeah?
I think you can too.
Yeah.
I know you can.
But like Mexican Annie? Doesn't matter if I have an accent?
Oh, no.
Can it be Anita?
All you have to do is just say, it's a hard knock life for us.
It's a hard knock. It's a what?
It's a hard knock life for us.
It's a hard knock like for us.
Very good. Oh, God, Donovan, he's good.
He's very good.
This was an excellent idea.
Thank you.
Are you sure? I mean,
we need
I'm just
a
concerned about.
completely different take.
Should I make a kind of a voice like what was the line?
Higher would be great.
Like
it's a hard knock life.
It's a hard knock life for us.
It's excellent.
I can go higher if you want.
Yeah.
It's a hard knock life for us.
Oh, that's wonderful. Say, instead of kisses, we get kicked.
Instead of kisses, we get kicked. I'm not good at
this is so
remembering the
wonderful.
lines.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to make you audition right here, right now.
No, it's
because
okay.
you already have the role. Now, are there any characters? But what?
No,
Were you going to say something?
No, you. No. Okay.
Are there any characters that you have been just dying to play?
I would love to make like the second part of The Shape of Water. I would like to be the guy the monster
In the fish?
the fish guy.
Yeah. Why is that? Why?
Because that way I don't have to learn my lines. I have a lot of trouble memorizing. So I thought when I saw the movie, I said that's what I need. A movie that can win an Oscar, and me not having to memorize all these lines, and no problem with my accent because everyone is always teasing me that I have an accent. And I thought,
Who teases you?
People,
I'll
casting
kick
directors.
their fucking asses. Who teases you?
Casting directors. Oh, all of them.
Which ones?
All of them.
Donovan, get me a list.
And I thought it was a perfect match. Mm-hmm. Probably for The Shape of Water 2.
Do you enjoy being underwater more than being above water?
No. For example, Anna Faris, she loves being underwater.
I
she
hate
loves
her.
being. You hate her?
Well, I don't hate her, but God. Ugh. But yes, she does. She
You
likes
think
being
she's funny?
it's just like such an easy thing, It's like, like she says one dumb thing and people think she's funny. What it really takes is intelligence to be funny, which is what you have.
Thank you. Yes, but so what's next? Am I gonna be? When are we starting the shooting of Anita?
Donovan.
It's okay if I'm big.
Yes, sure.
Could it be called Anita? Anita, because in Spanish, Anita la huerfanita.
On the scale of 1 to 10, how strongly do you feel about this?
7.6. 7.6.
All right. We'll talk.
7.7.
All right. We'll talk to your agents. But yes. Well, you know what? What if we do this? International release, Anita Part 3.
Okay.
Domestically, Annie Part 3.
I like it. I just want to be like the new Rita Moreno, like.
Donovan, I'm starting to suspect that Eugenio is a little difficult.
No, let's keep it. Let's say Annie. It's okay, Annie.
Okay. All right. I
Annie.
appreciate that. Thank you. Thank
Let's do
you.
Annie, with a high pitched voice. Perfect.
Thank you so much. Donovan he'll validate your parking.
Do you need validation for your parking?
Yes, please. I came in a
Uber,
but I
A driver or an Uber?
no Uber. But it's a pool. It's a pool Uber pool.
Uber pool.
So it's cheaper. Is there a way we can
Uber
do?
pool is like half the price, or might even
Yes.
be
That's why I took
cheaper
it.
than that.
So give him some cash, Don.
I don't have any cash.
Yeah, you do.
You have cash?
Oh, you think
I have your checkbook. Can I write him a check?
No. Just give him some fucking cash.
Where's your?
Donovan,
You have cash?
get it. You were showing me your collection of $2 bills just the other day. Now give him some fucking.
I have $2. Is that okay?
It helps.
Okay.
It's not really, but it helps.
Okay.
Thank
I'll
you
take
so much, and I really liked that boat
thank
movie.
Thank you.
You were fantastic. Your eyes are so expressive,
That's my mom. My mom told me
like
that
a
every
clown.
time. Right.
Beautiful, just
Thank
beautiful.
you. Thank you.
Big and brown and sad and happy all at the same time.
Thank you. I feel honored. And so when I should show up again?
Oh well,
You'll
be in
call.
touch.
Yeah, she'll call your agent.
Okay.
Thank you. I've got to hop on a call.
Yeah. No. Don't worry. I'll.
Sorry about
just
that.
Call me an Uber and I'll be back anytime.
We can't call the Uber. You have to call it from your own app.
Okay. I can do the same. I can just come here and then you
Donovan,
can give me
can you
another $2 and I'll.
Will you follow me, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Where are we going?
He doesn't want to stop. He wants to go.
No.
I love it.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to call a stranger. I don't know what's going to happen. Sim does.
So the stranger will need some advice, some life advice.
Life advice.
Okay.
You are amazing. I've missed you so much.
All right. So we're calling Caitlin. Caitlin is in Illinois, and she is 25.
Can we have a sheet? Thanks.
Where's?
Hello.
Hey, Caitlin. It's Sim. Hi. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm doing really well. I'm going to introduce you to Anna right now.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hey, Anna.
Thanks so much.
So nice to meet you.
Oh yeah, you too. Thanks so much for being a part of our insane project here. And my most amazing star of Overboard, Eugenio Derbez, is here.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, so nice to meet you. I can't wait to see Overboard.
Yes, please go
thanks.
watch the movie.
So, Caitlin, tell us what's going on with your boss.
So basically, this is going to sound so ridiculous, but I share a wall with my boss. So, like, her office is right next to mine. There's a very thin wall, and I can hear all of the noises that she makes. So I can hear her, like, coughing and, like, super dramatic sneezing. And she, like, does this thing when she talks where she's, like, swallowing air and, like, trying to, like, collect saliva and, like, swallow it at the same time while she's talking. And it drives me fucking crazy. It makes me want to, like, rip my face off and run screaming, especially her coughs. It got to the point where I literally tallied how many times she was coughing, and it was 65 times in a 2-hour span. And it's not like a cough. It's not like a I'm sick type of cough. It's not like hacking stuff up, but it's like a like a tick almost. Yeah, I know. I told you guys this was going to be ridiculous. And so I just thought, I've been at my job for like a year and a half now, and I just thought that I hated my boss, and that's why I hated like every sound that she was making. And it just got really bad. I just started like rolling my eyes when she was talking to me and just like totally was disrespecting her. But then I started listening to your podcast like fairly recently, and I listened to the first episode that Lance Bass was on, and he talked about that weird sound thing that he has with misophonia. And suddenly, like, everything in my life made sense.
Tell us
like,
what
all of a sudden.
Tell us what misophonia is in case anyone needs to know.
Yeah. So the definition is a strong dislike or hatred of specific sounds. And it's usually like oral sounds like breathing or chewing or like yawning or sneezing. And the reactions can be like really mild anxiety and like discomfort, all the way up to like rage and hatred towards the person, which is totally what I was feeling. And it's happened before, like growing up, like my brothers like chomping their cereal, and oh my God, I just like hated it. And like I had an issue with my significant other a couple of years ago with like some like noises that he was making, and I just like nicely like told him that whatever he was doing was making me really anxious. So I think it's really hard for people who don't have it to like empathize and understand like what it feels like to like hear a noise after already having a really stressful day, and then just like wanting to like, I am not an angry person at all. I'm a social worker. I'm like super nice and caring, except for when this is going on. I was like surprised by the amount of like rage I had. So my question is, do I attempt to talk to her about how this is like affecting my work and like attempt to like solve this issue and have a conversation with her? Or do I just find some other way to deal with it?
Oh boy, Caitlin, this is actually, Sim was like, oh, our call today, she's awesome. It's going to be really easy. This is so weirdly hard.
It's easy. I think I know what I would tell her to do, but I want to hear from you guys first.
Because I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you still working with her?
Yes. Yeah. So I still work with her. She's my boss.
And aren't you afraid she's going to hear this podcast and you're going to be fired immediately?
No. So I thought about that, which is why I wanted to make it really clear that if my boss is listening, which she's totally not, because this podcast says fuck like way too many times for her to listen to it. So, but yeah, I want to make it really clear. I don't hate my boss. So, I totally respect her and I love the work that she's doing. But yeah, I don't think she's going to listen.
Oh boy. Oh.
Why is this a difficult decision for you? She needs to suck it up. It's her job. She can put earbuds in her ears, and she's not. The minute she talks to her boss, boss will not understand her condition, and she'll take it personally, and that'll affect the entire relationship.
I do agree.
I just also think that there's an undercurrent, though. There's something else, maybe, Caitlin, that you're not like some fundamental differences that you guys have. That maybe sort of make you crazy, which is like somebody who doesn't listen to my podcast. but you know what I mean? Like it could stem from fundamental personality differences. And that's natural in a workplace. But I think Sim is probably right. You like your job though, right?
I do. And I want to say this because what Sim suggested about earbuds was what I did at first. I would just put my earbuds in and listen to your podcast and like turn it up all the way. But then it got there's the two problems, because then if she said something to me, I wouldn't hear her. And so she'll just come into my office. And I have like a super comfy chair that people just sit in and they stay there forever. So she would just like come in and stay even longer, and I would have to listen to her for even longer. And also we sit through excruciatingly long meetings together. And that's, I think, where it gets to me the most, where to the point where like sometimes I just like get up and walk out of the meeting to like take a breather or go to the bathroom or something.
I think it's more related to, I don't think what bothers you exactly is the sound of the noises she makes. I think it's more her personality. I don't know if you agree or not. Have you noticed that probably someone else around in your life make that noises, and it's just her who bothers you because it's sometimes the personality of the person that is in front of you that you hate. It's anything coming from her mouth, anything coming from her is going to bother you. So it's not the noises, it's her what is bothering you. I think that's the issue.
You think so? So I thought that at first too, but then like my significant other makes noises that I hate as well, but I don't hate him, and he's like super understanding, and like he'll like take his shoes off when he comes to the house so I don't hear like the little tapping of his boots around the house, and like is careful like with his chewing. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it sounds insane.
No, well, but maybe this is something, because this does sound like exactly what you were describing, where sort of like the some like audible irritation kind of affects you in a different way than other people.
Yeah.
And and I feel I'm starting to think about poor Sim listening to my voice over and over.
I
and over
enjoy your
and over
voice.
again.
I do enjoy your voice.
Thanks.
I'm not sick of your voice at all.
Thanks. But but I do think that it doesn't solve anything to go to her and say, can you please not cough? I have this weird thing, because that will affect you negatively if you enjoy your job.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe the idea of, I bet you've run through a lot of options with this.
What about changing your office to another place that it's far away from her? I mean,
taking out the cozy chair?
Yeah, instead of being so close to her, just switching, because you can tell her that the window is bothering you, the sun, the location, the energy. You can blame it on whatever you want. so you can, because what I think it's bothering you is that you have that 24/7. Well, not 24/7, but the entire day you're hearing her. If you just hear her during a meeting, it's more, you can handle it. But having her by your side all the time, you're focused on her all the time instead of working. So you should try to make an excuse so you can change places and go far from her. That's what I think.
I like that a lot. Is there an office that you can move to?
Yeah, there's someone. So I'm the closest one to her, but there's 3 more people who have my exact same job. Well, I think if I'm willing to like give up the comfy chair, then I think people would totally be into that. Like if they could keep it.
It's fair, and I think they're going to take it. I mean, you can tell them that, I don't know, whatever you can, the energy, the I don't know how it's the place, but you can make any excuse to tell them that you need to change places. Yeah.
I actually love that. Yeah, I didn't even think of that because I just assumed like nobody else would want to switch offices.
See what you did, Eugenio? See what you did here?
Well, that's because she said she was going to watch Overboard. It's coming out in April 13th.
Caitlin, thank you so much. Keep us posted.
Yeah, let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, I love you.
So much. So good to talk to all of you. Oh, I love you.
Thank you,
too.
Caitlin.
Have a great night.
You too.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Eugenio, thank you so much for doing this.
No, why? This was my pleasure. It's
I
really
wanted
interesting.
to annoy you in Vancouver, but I didn't get a chance, and we were working so hard. But thank you so much for being here.
It was really fun.
Thank you.
Very, very. I enjoyed it a lot.
I will annoy you like over the next few months.
Anytime.
You'll see me and I'll be like, hey man, it's me.
Yeah, I enjoy your company so much, always.
You're going to get frozen with me, right?
We're going to get frozen together. And probably we can do the Frozen 2 also.
Yeah. Oh.
We can do like a combination of Overboard and Frozen in the same movie.
Let's do the really fucked up one.
Exactly.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. I love you, listeners. Yeah.
Yeah.